Tonight on Nightline, meltdown, a historic day of financial crisis as a giant bank crumbles, stocks plummet, and everyone wonders what's coming next. Melody Hobson joins us to explain just what the economic mess means for you. Reduced to rubble, see from the air the grim extent of Hurricane Ike's wrath. And Ryan Owens ventures by boat into a town that has ceased to exist. And weathering the storm, no electricity, no water, no food. We take a tour inside Camp Shell as angry homeowners wait to go home. But will there be a home to find?
From the global resources of ABC News with Terry Moran, Martin Bashir, and Cynthia McFadden in New York City. This is Nightline, September 15, 2008.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Terry Moran. Call it Nightmare on Wall Street, the meltdown in the financial markets. This is a real crisis in the American economy, and nobody knows right now how bad it's going to get. The stock markets today suffered their worst losses since the days after the 9/11 attacks in 2001. The Dow down more than 500 points. The S&P 500 closing at its lowest level this year. And financial stocks hammered across the board. The president and other top officials are scrambling to reassure the country that the system is sound. But all over the world tonight, investors are in a near panic. So, what is happening and what does it mean for you? Let's take a close look at how we got here after one of the most dramatic weekends in Wall Street's history. There was blood on the floor at the end of trading on Wall Street today.
It was a bloodbath. I mean, there's no question about it. We are talking about financial Armageddon.
The dismal numbers told only part of the story.
That trade at 59. You got that name? It's sold.
What's unfolded in Manhattan over the last few days is a full-blown financial crisis.
Go ahead.
A little while ago, it was unthinkable. Lehman Brothers, an investment banking pillar of Wall Street, gone.
We'll be there with the strength and resources you can count on.
Merrill Lynch, its famous bull, a symbol of American financial power for decades, forced into a desperate merger. Our friend Melody Hobson, president of Ariel Capital and an ABC financial consultant, she can't believe it.
These are storied institutions. Merrill Lynch is 94 years old. Lehman Brothers over 150 years old. Major financial players around the globe. I couldn't have written this story.
Outside Lehman Brothers today, employees were already packing up and going home. Thousands of them are losing their jobs.
You go to sleep on Friday and you wake up on Monday and things have just completely turned around.
The collapse of Lehman Brothers unfolded in slow motion over months as the poison from the housing mess seeped deeper and deeper into the banking system. By last week, the pressures on the firm, which had bet heavily, fatally on housing, were enormous.
By Friday, there was a sense that Lehman was in grave, grave peril.
Wall Street was begging for the feds to step in, again, as they had with investment banking giant Bear Stearns and the mortgage giants Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. But then Friday night, at an extraordinary meeting called by Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke in New York, the biggest players in American finance were given a blunt message.
He made a pronouncement that became an earth-shattering pronouncement. He would not stand behind Lehman the way the federal government did with Bear Stearns.
Late into the night and all weekend, the bankers, the masters of the universe they're sometimes called, they met in a desperate effort to rescue Lehman and stop the bleeding.
It was the who's who of Wall Street, and they broke into groups to try to work through various scenarios of what might be a way to deal with the crisis that was unfolding with Lehman Brothers, but ultimately could not come to an agreement. It became very clear very quickly that Lehman Brothers was going to have to be left to fail.
That was an amazing development. Economist Chris Thornburg says it's a critical moment in American financial history.
What's amazing this time is that the government finally blinked. They finally balked. They said enough is enough. No more public money. You deal with Lehman.
One big question hung over those meetings: who's next? And everyone knew the answer. Merrill Lynch was next, in trouble, and the pack would soon be after them. But Merrill's chairman, John Thain, ran for cover, a deal for the firm to be acquired by Bank of America, a shotgun wedding arranged in 2 days.
It's a major Grand Slam home run combining Merrill Lynch's capabilities with Bank of America's.
I thought to myself, well, what is Merrill doing there? I mean, they're the next to go. They're also in terrible shape. They weren't there to help. They were there to steal the front of the dance card from Lehman. They walked away with a sweetheart deal with Bank of America, and Lehman basically bought it completely as a result of that.
So Monday morning came, the opening bell rang on Wall Street, and the carnage continued. Federal officials urged Americans to remain calm.
The American people can remain confident in the soundness and the resilience of our financial system.
But on the streets of Manhattan and around the country, people were nervous.
I never thought something like this could happen for such a big company. So yes, absolutely, it worries me, and I'm sure it's going to worry a lot of people as well.
The most immediate is my retirement funding. My thought is, where is that invested? And the next one is the election. Who's going to step up and take care of this mess?
So the bottom line here, what does all this mean for you, for ordinary investors?
So the person who has a brokerage account with Merrill Lynch, or perhaps a 401k plan with Merrill Lynch, you won't see any change because Bank of America has come in, very strong institution that is buying Merrill Lynch, and your account will be intact.
And as far as the money you have in a regular federally insured bank, that's safe too, insured up to $100,000. But this is a credit crisis, and credit is drying up as the banks lick their wounds.
In general, it's going to be harder to get a loan. The credit markets are so tight. Banks are so skittish about default. The bars, the hurdles that you will have to overcome if you're a small business owner or someone thinking of starting a business, there's no question that they'll be much tougher.
It was the weekend that changed American finance, but the story isn't over, not by a long shot.
This was a money machine, and they ran that machine as long as possible. And even when everything we saw that was happening out there in the market clearly showed that all standards had been dropped and this was a ticking time bomb, they continued to do it because they were making profits.
A ticking time bomb. Well, stock markets are open in Asia right now, and in a few minutes we'll check in to see how far the financial fear and trembling is spreading. But first, when we come back, this is the view from the air, but we'll go by boat to see Hurricane Ike's devastating aftermath.
Touchstone Pictures presents Miracle at St. Anna. In 1983, Hector Negron killed a man. In his home, they found a priceless artifact.
What's it doing buried in the bottom of your closet?
It was a clue to a mystery that began in World War II. Miracle at St. Anna is one of the best films of 2008. Director Spike Lee delivers a classic of epic size and scope.
No, I'm the only one who knows.
Miracle at St. Anna. Rated R. In theaters September 26th.
It has 124 sound dampening innovations that help make the cabin as quiet as the flagship BMW and Mercedes sedans, which helps keep outside noises, well, outside. Introducing the new Hyundai Genesis. Find out more at HyundaiGenesis.com.
I was getting heartburn 2 or 3 times a week, and it was causing disruptions in my life. My doctor recommended I take Prilosec OTC, the #1 doctor-recommended OTC acid reducer. Now heartburn won't keep coming back. Try Prilosec OTC.
Emmett, your gray facial hair has put you in a rocking chair.
Your beard is weird.
Just for Men Gel.
Gets rid of gray in 5 easy minutes.
His edge is back. He scores! Just for Men. Keep your edge.
Tomorrow, Hillary Clinton jumps on board Good Morning America's Whistle Stop Tour.
Tuesday at 9:30, 8:30 Central, the reporting on UFOs gets serious. New sightings, new eyewitnesses. David Muir in the New Mexico desert. Seeing is believing. UFOs. Do you believe? Don't answer that until you see this special Tuesday.
I was just 13 when he broke into our house, attacked and raped me. Later, he confessed to raping 8 others, but Oregon's time limit for prosecuting those rapes ran out. Jeff Merkley voted against changing the law. That's wrong, and that's why I'm speaking out. Jeff Merkley, you should have voted to protect victims, not rapists.
I'm Gordon Smith, and I approve this ad.
We take you tonight to what used to be a vacation community along the Texas Gulf Coast, Bolivar Peninsula. But then came Hurricane Ike. And now it's unclear whether some Texans will ever be able to return home. A few hundred residents failed to heed a mandatory evacuation order, and today, rescuers found 60 survivors amid the rubble. A search for those who weren't so lucky continues. And our Ryan Owens traveled today by boat to Bolivar Peninsula, a community that's essentially been wiped off the map.
Getting to isolated Bolivar Peninsula, Texas is never easy. After Ike, it's almost impossible. We took what was supposed to be a short boat ride across Galveston Bay. Sadly, the bay is now full of what's left of people's homes, their lives. A water heater here, a pair of boots there. Even dead animals, all floating obstacles between us and the devastation. An overturned boat is the first sign we're finally getting close. As our boat hugs the shoreline, we see shells of homes. No sign of the life that existed here just 3 days ago. On shore, several inches of mud cover everything, including the street where we met Bruce Smith, who is one of the few residents who still has a home here.
What about your neighbors? I mean, we've heard that there were people who lost lives here. What have you heard?
Nothing. We just got here. Game warden came and checked us out because they thought we were leaving. But from what I know, I left here Thursday about 1, and it was not very many people were still here. I don't think very many people stayed.
So you think most people got out?
Mm-hmm.
Hope so.
Hope so.
Okay.
If not, it would have been a bad ride.
The question remains, how many people did ride it out? This vacation community has about 3,800 full-time residents. Emergency officials estimate a few hundred stayed in the face of a mandatory evacuation. The Coast Guard rescued 100 of them in the hours before Ike slammed ashore. Now search and rescue teams are going house to house, trying to find the others.
Taking a look at each structure, evaluating its condition, whether we believe there might be someone in there or not. For instance, at this house, if the front door was open and the windows were open, we'd probably want to go up and knock on it, especially if we saw some footprints or something like that around. We'd want to go and see if they're home.
Forget your professional role as just as a regular guy when you walk around here. This place is a mess.
Oh, it's devastated. It's heartbreaking. I mean, we're Texans. These are our fellow Texans. These are our neighbors, and we're concerned about them. We're concerned about their loss. We're concerned about their property, and we're here to try and help them. Try and do what we can do.
The truth is, no one knows what the death toll will be from the peninsula. It's 45 square miles, and the search for survivors has just begun. The scope of the loss is heartbreaking from the ground. From the air, it is almost incomprehensible. Entire neighborhoods have been wiped away. All that's left of homes are the asphalt slabs they were built on. In the community of Gilcrest, only one house still stands. The bridge to this coastal area is buckled, a car wrapped around a house.
It's sad. There's a lot of people that lost a lifetime of collecting memories.
So give me a sense of what you see when you walk around here.
Destruction, the awesome power of Mother Nature. Don't stand in her way, she always wins.
And sometimes she essentially wipes a place off the map. I'm Ryan Owens for Nightline in Bolivar Peninsula, Texas.
Awesome pictures there. Thanks to Ryan Owens for that. Well, another of the areas that was hardest hit is Galveston, Texas, an island strip hammered by the hurricane that remains off limits to most of those who fled. As storm-beaten residents wait for the okay to return, some who braved Ike's pounding offer a painful glimpse of what their neighbors will find. Our Eric Hong is live in Galveston. Eric, what do you see?
Good evening, Terry. This bruised and battered city has once again been plunged into darkness tonight, and it is quiet, eerily quiet. Ike has ushered in a kind of unsettling calm for those who have decided to stay. And despite the pleas of officials, plenty have chosen to do just that.
In devastated Galveston, it has simply come to this.
Survival of the fittest.
Survival in this land with no power, running water, or phone service. This island community, crippled by wind and water, is now an oasis of hardship.
There's no sense in them coming back to Galveston until there's something here for them to come back to. And if people do come back, they're really going to be in for a shock of their lives.
But plenty are sticking it out, relying on handouts of ice, food, and water. Lucia Spock stayed to clean her home and save it from the ravages of water.
If I feel safe in this house, I can stay. And what is happening after, then I would like to protect my property. And now I'm gone. I can go.
Protected from what?
From more damage.
One reason people don't leave is because it's unclear when they'll be let back in. It could be days, perhaps weeks.
At some point in time, I don't know when, there will be a look and leave policy established. It will not be this week.
That didn't stop people from trying. For a third day, Galvestonians who rode out the storm on the mainland lined up for a return trip to the island. But police were only allowing in work crews and relief vehicles.
Thank you.
We saw tears and frustration.
Ma'am, I don't know.
That's all we've been getting is I don't know. And what are we supposed to do?
I've been in Galveston with no light, no water myself,
We
man.
don't want to stay. Yeah, we just want to get our stuff.
I can't let you in. I can't let you in.
At a nearby gas station where people have been camped out for days in their cars, the wait was clearly taking its toll.
We can't get in. We've got no place to go. They've got shelters set up in Austin, but they have nothing for us here. What about us who haven't eaten for 2 days, don't have any water, don't have any gas?
So I was thinking maybe a day or two, and they told us, maybe tomorrow, just with the conflicting reports. It could be Tuesday or Wednesday or weeks.
I just wish that the police and the agencies had more information and then they could tell us what to do and where to go. I mean, we don't need a shelter, we'll pay for a hotel. We need to know where to go, that's it. And we'd like some answers.
Jeff and Lisa Frechette moved to Texas from Minnesota 2 weeks ago. They've spent nearly half that time sleeping in their car, along with their pet birds.
How long are you prepared to stay in your car, in this parking lot, at this gas station?
Till they let us in.
Could be at least a week.
I guess we'll be here. We'll make it.
Back in line, Johnny Matthews was desperate to get home. Both his mother-in-law and aunt have epilepsy. Their medicine is on the island.
Have you had any seizures?
Yesterday.
They're basically saying they're turning residents away. They say it's not safe. I mean, what are you going to do if they turn you away?
I don't know. I hope it don't happen.
You're going to find out in a little bit.
Most definitely. They hope they be lenient. We try to get my auntie need her medicine real bad. She have seizures.
Do you have an ID with you, ma'am? Yeah, it's just because she's got to get, because it's a medical issue, medical emergency, all right?
I appreciate it.
All right.
Police let Matthews in. His loved ones will get the medicine they need. Patricia Jaramillo also got in to see her mother, who rode out the hurricane in her home. They hadn't spoken since before the storm.
For 2 days, you didn't know anything?
Not till today. Not till today.
You didn't know if she was injured, alive?
Nothing. Didn't know anything. We lost contact with her about 4 o'clock in the morning, Saturday morning.
The phone wasn't working.
After that, then that was it. Didn't hear anything.
And for you, I mean, how tough was that?
Very, very.
Bring me that bag and then put some more clothes in there.
Today, she's making her mother leave. Like so many here, there is relief they survived the storm, but concern the aftermath will bring even tougher challenges.
The death toll here in Galveston stands at 5, and officials say they're about 90% complete with their search and rescue efforts. Still, there is concern tonight because Galveston remains a very dangerous place that the aftermath of Ike could still claim more victims. Terry?
Eric Hong in devastated Galveston. Thanks very much for that. Well, we'll take a break, and when we return, breaking news as the world wakes up to Wall Street's Manic Monday.
These terrorists, they do not want to negotiate. We're an easy target.
Why'd you come to me?
We need to get our own man inside. What if we make it appear that there is another terrorist operation?
You're a devious SOB.
I can make it look like anything. Let's make it look like everything.
You're blown.
I know you work for the agency. Someone has betrayed me.
You're not safe here.
We're not safe anywhere. Body of Lies from director Ridley Scott, rated R.
A wholesome family meal. You make it fresh and fast. A hot casserole from the oven and share family times that last. Campbell's hearty chicken and noodle casserole. Possibilities.
Want whiter teeth? Not sure what to choose? Crest White Strips is the #1 dentist recommended brand. We use the same enamel safe ingredient dentists use. Satisfaction guaranteed. So what are you waiting for? The secret to a whiter smile is in the strip. Crest White Strips.
Tomorrow, it's Hillary Clinton on GMA's Whistle Stop Tour, talking one-on-one with Diane Sawyer. So what's she have to say about Sarah Palin?
Will part of you be cheering if she makes it?
Hillary Clinton speaks out on her candidacy, only on Good Morning America.
Gordon Smith has let them down. He voted to send our troops to war without proper armor. He extended their tours of duty. And he voted 27 times to cut health care benefits for troops once they return home. Yet he voted himself a pay raise and gets top-notch congressional health care. We all know Gordon Smith was wrong on the war. Now you know he's shortchanging our veterans. The Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee is responsible for the content of this ad.
Millions of Americans used to think they couldn't afford their prescriptions month in and month out, that they'd have to cut back or go without their medications altogether. Then they asked us for a second opinion. The Walmart prescription drug program has saved Americans $1 billion in just over a year. It's another way we're working to make quality health care affordable and accessible for everyone. Save money, live better, Walmart.
Jeff Merkley claims to be an expert on foreign affairs, but days after Russia invaded the country of Georgia, Merkley was more interested in lunch.
So given your national security background, what do you think about what's going on in Georgia right now?
So fill me in on what's happening in Georgia.
Well, in South
The country of Georgia.
Yeah, the country of Georgia.
Thinking Atlanta, Jimmy Carter.
Jeff Merkley in the U.S. Senate? Maybe he's bitten off a little more than he can chew. The National Republican Senatorial Committee is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Just a small coffee? I have to buy new contacts. You know how expensive the exam is. Not with America's Best Eye Care Club. For $99, you get 3 years of free eye exams. Free exams? And discounts on contacts. Mine are only $12.49 a box. Free eye exams and discounts on contacts? Wow! Make that a large. To go.
America's Best Eye Care Club. The least expensive way to be a contact lens wearer. Call 1-800-2PAIR or visit 2pair.com and schedule an appointment today.
Nightline continues from New York City with Terry Moran.
So economies around the globe in Asia, Europe, and Latin America are responding to Monday's sharp drop on Wall Street and speculation that there will be more market tumult before the financial picture in the United States settles down and improves. ABC's Stephanie Tsai is live in Beijing for us. So Stephanie, how are the markets doing in Asia right now?
Well, Terry, it has not been pretty. You know, yesterday the major Asian financial markets were all closed for a national holiday. So what we're seeing today is a lot of pent-up selling in reaction to the chaos on Wall Street. All the markets down. Trading early, we saw complete tumbling in several of the major markets and a continued slide now that it is midday here on Tuesday. Now, getting into the damage reports in Japan, the worst hit in the region because of its exposure to Lehman's. As a lender, we're seeing the Nikkei index down more than 5%. That's a 3-year low. In Hong Kong, the Hang Seng is down nearly 6% at this hour, and the Shanghai Composite here in mainland China trading down 3.5%. The only good news out of here, down in Australia, they've been spared some of the carnage. The market is only off by a couple percentage points there. But Terry, what's happening here is that Asian banks outside of Japan are trying to reassure investors that they have limited exposure to Lehman. Still, what we're seeing right now is that investors across the board are jittery. We're seeing broad-based selling and a very rough day today. The bad part about this, Terry, is that these big losses we're seeing in the Asian markets could have an impact on Wall Street as the day opens tomorrow.
All right, well, the old saying, when Wall Street catches a cold, the Wall Street sneezes, the world catches a cold. Stephanie Tsai in Beijing for us. Thanks very much for that, with the world's reaction to a bruising day on Wall Street. And when we come back, what Hillary Clinton has to say about Sarah Palin.
ABC News Nightline, brought to you by Dan Active.
Back to school. Here we go again. In addition to my job, I'm back to being a drill sergeant, a chauffeur, a personal shopper,
Back to school stress can weaken your body's defenses, so drink Dan Active. Only Dan Active has L-KCI Immunitas cultures and is clinically proven to help strengthen your body's defenses.
So I can do the job I like best, be a mom.
Get ready for back to school now.
The original Mavericks. He fights pork barrel spending. She stopped the bridge to nowhere. He took on the drug industry. She took on big oil. He battled Republicans and reformed Washington. She battled Republicans and reformed Alaska. They'll make history. They'll change Washington. McCain-Palin, real change.
I'm John McCain, and I approve this message.
With over 1 billion movies delivered so far, and never a late fee, grab a seat. It's movie time. Netflix.
Ballroom is back. ABC's Dancing with the Stars, a live 3-night premiere event, begins next Monday at 8/7 Central on ABC.
For the oldest Oregonians, living at home every day brings its own challenges. But compassionate home care makes it easier. Who could have ever opposed it? Jeff Merkley did. Under Merkley's leadership, the home care budget for seniors was cut $4 million, while spending on Merkley's own staff increased. Jeff Merkley, he made the wrong choices. Call Merkley and tell him Oregon seniors can't afford more health care cuts. Freedom's Watch is responsible for the content of this advertising.
What factors should you consider when buying a luxury vehicle? Should you put MPG on top? What about resale or reliability? The truth is, when you fit all 7 costs together, you'll see why the Lexus RX has the lowest cost of ownership in its class. See how your costs align at your Lexus dealer. Lease the 2009 RX 350 all-wheel drive for $469 a month for 36 months, with $35.99 due at signing.
I'm Gordon Smith, and I approve this ad.
Richard Gilmore, serial rapist of young girls, convicted for only one, because the statute of limitations had expired. Now he may go free, back into society. Jeff Merkley opposed extending the statute of limitations for prosecuting rape of minors. Merkley opposes mandatory life sentences for serial rapists like Richard Gilmore. Jeff Merkley, failing to protect our most vulnerable.
CEOs' salaries and benefits are getting fatter and fatter, while workers face soaring gas prices, foreclosures, and rising healthcare costs. The Employee Free Choice Act gives workers the freedom to form a union so they can earn better wages, retirement security, and healthcare coverage. Call Gordon Smith. Tell him to support the Employee Free Choice Act and stop siding with wealthy CEOs over working families. American Rights at Work is responsible for the content of this advertising.
I've been an Oregon law enforcement officer for 28 years. Frankly, I'm offended by the lies and innuendos from Gordon Smith's campaign. Jeff Merkley has been endorsed by the Oregon State Police Officers Association. He supported mandatory life imprisonment and doubling the statute of limitations for sex crimes. Jeff is a husband and father of 2 children. No one is more committed to keeping our family safe than Jeff Merkley. Gordon Smith, knock off the sleazy campaign. We deserve better.
I'm Jeff Merkley, and I approve this message.
Watch K2 in high definition on Comcast Channel 702.
Just because it's late night doesn't mean you should be in the dark. For a brighter take on the day, Nightline, late night on ABC.
I'll report on BPA sometime this fall.
A simple blood test could diagnose lung cancer long before symptoms appear. The new test works by measuring the immune system's response to lung cancer proteins, much like an HIV test. Experts say it could detect lung cancer a year before a diagnosis, giving patients a head start for treatment. Researchers say the test gave a correct diagnosis just over half of the time. It had a false positive rate of 18%. They think the blood test could be ready to use in 5 years. A hormone used in birth control could reverse the signs of aging on some parts of the body. Researchers tested the effects of the hormone on the hips, forearms, and faces of 70 people, and they found the hormone increased collagen levels in hip skin that was not exposed to the sun. They found no significant changes in the more exposed skin of the forearm and the face. Researchers think long-term sun exposure could hinder the skin's ability to boost collagen production.
2 world record holders met today in London. Why they were there together for the first time when we return.
And don't forget to join us every night for 10 at 10, all your news in the first 10 minutes. You'll find us on Portland CW, that's cable channel 3, and channel 32 if you don't have cable. Join us tonight for News Channel 8's 10 at 10 on Portland CW.
I was 26 and I was uninsured. Komen provided the breast exam that saved my life.
Every morning, turn to the trusted experience of the #1 news station. The critical news from overnight. The morning's first breaking news. Solutions to help stretch your dollar. Proven experience, proven trust. Exclusively in HD. News Channel 8 at sunrise.
Your Best Buy is at Timberline, or I'll eat my hat.
A veterinarian deals with all kinds of situations. It has to get through when someone won't listen to reason. Up, Oliver. Well, it sounds like perfect practice for Congress. I'm Kurt Schrader, and I approve this message because instead of playing partisan games, I'll work for real solutions. Fiscal responsibility, bring our troops and money home from Iraq, improve our education system, and invest in renewable energy and a better economy right here in Oregon. Certainly communicating with these guys is good training for Congress.
Mike Orca, you're a local store owner, and you invented this new Memphis barbecue chicken pizza?
Yes, sir.
Tangy barbecue sauce, grilled chicken breast, provolone.
And a cheesy crust.
The problem is, I paid that guy to invent pizzas.
It has a cheesy crust.
Introducing Domino's Local Legends. 6 new combinations like the Buffalo Chicken and Honolulu Hawaiian, made by local pizza makers, like Mike. Just $10.99. Domino's, you got 30 minutes.
CEOs' salaries and benefits are getting fatter and fatter, while workers face soaring gas prices, foreclosures, and rising healthcare costs. The Employee Free Choice Act gives workers the freedom to form a union so they can earn better wages, retirement security, and healthcare coverage. Call Gordon Smith. Tell him to support the Employee Free Choice Act and stop siding with wealthy CEOs over working families. American Rights at Work is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Now your local Lexus dealers present who's playing this weekend. Saturday, it's the Ryder Cup. Then it's Sunday Night Football. Catch all the weekend highlights on Sports Sunday. This weekend on News Channel 8.
New at 6, the flagger recovering tonight after being hit by a motorcycle rider. What that rider said before the accident. For the first time in nearly 3 decades, baseball is back at the U of O. We take you to the Ducks' first practice at 6.
The 2009 edition of the Guinness World Records book goes on sale tomorrow. 2 of the people in that book met today in London's famous Trafalgar Square. The world's shortest man, a 20-year-old from Mongolia who is 2 feet 5 inches tall.
Oh, my.
And a 36-year-old woman from Russia with the longest legs in the world. They measure 4 feet 4 inches long, her legs. Both say they're proud to be in the record books.
Oh, that's an impressive
That's
sight,
always
isn't
a
it?
good book to get for the kids. The kids are fascinated.
Oh, I know.
I remember I always was as a kid.
The
I
long
loved reading
mustache
it.
and everything.
Yeah.
Nightly news is straight ahead. The who's who of Hollywood meets Washington. Which celebrities are shelling out big bucks for Barack Obama? And who's backing John McCain?
Plus, how some airports are improving their layout to accommodate passengers.
That's coming up next on Nightly News. We'll see you back here at 6 o'clock.